So in this chapter, God called Abraham out from where he was, from where he stayed with his father Haran and his wife Sarah, to go somewhere new, to do something different. So there's a list of things that God told Abraham he would do for him if he obeyed him. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great. You will be a blessing. I will bless those that bless you. Whoever curse you, I will curse. All people on earth will use your name in blessing. He told him all these things, and that, he would make him great. He would make him the father of a nation if he listened to him and he left where he was and followed God and God's instructions. So one of the first places he had to pass through was Egypt, on his way to going where God was directing him to go. And at the time, the Pharaoh there, when he saw Sarah, he thought that she was beautiful, and he told Abraham, well, let me have her. Like, who is she to you? And his response was, she's my sister, not she's my wife. Now, technically, if I'm not mistaken, Sarah was Abraham's half-sister, but to not tell the Pharaoh at the time that that was also his wife was very misleading, and that was like a half-truth, which you might as well say was a lie. But he went ahead and took Sarah and was about to lay with her, but then he and all his whole household became sick, and he didn't understand why. And eventually he realized Sarah, while yes, she was his sister, was also his wife. And he became upset, so upset to the point where he was like, I don't understand what I did to you for you to lie to me like this. Why didn't you just tell me that she was your wife? And, he was like, well, I was afraid that you would kill me for her if you found out that I was, her husband, which is something that they did do back in that time. So he was like, you know what? Just take her. Please just take her. Just get this off of me, please. Take her. Just take her and take some, gold, take some servants, take some livestock, and just get out. And that's exactly what he did. He basically left. He went there, I wouldn't say with nothing, but left there practically rich, for lying, basically. And he left out of Egypt and continued on his way. Could you imagine what Sarah went through? It's like, you get there, you're in like a palace, and you're thinking, okay, surely my husband's gonna introduce me as his wife, and he introduces you as his sister to the king. Imagine what she went through, like being taken by the king into his bedchambers. It was just really inconsiderate, and it was just a bad position to put her in, and a bad position to put the king in. The reason why Abraham really had no reason to do what he did. Like, I get it that he was afraid, but God had already promised him that if you follow these instructions, if you go where I tell you to go, this is what I'll do for you. So, with the understanding of, if I follow God's instructions, like, I have things to do. He has things for me to do. And if I die in Egypt, then what he said is null and void. With that in mind, he should have thought to himself, even though this is scary, I think I'm going to be safe because God's going to protect me. He didn't call me out of where I was, out of my homeland, to die here in Egypt. And I feel like if he wouldn't have lied, we could have seen something really miraculous happen in that situation. And then think about the Pharaoh. He could have died. He could have literally died. Like, whatever he got sick with, just imagine. Like, he could have died. All of his people could have died. All because of Abraham's half-truth. He could have died. He couldn't get Sarah back to him fast enough, which was the right thing to do. And he literally was like, get the heck out of Dodge, because y'all up in here about to have us all messed up. Abraham literally left a rich man. Considering what he did, you could say he didn't deserve it. But the fact that he still left like that just proves that not only was God looking out for him, but even despite when we do goofy stuff, God still, he still blesses us. And that's a really nice thing. Another thing I wanted to point out was that after God had called Abraham out of his homeland and told him that he would give him Canaan, Abraham built an altar in reverence to God. Now, this is not the first time that we've seen somebody do this. The first person to build God an altar was actually Noah, but this is the second person so far in the Bible who has built an altar to God. This chapter, it tells you that Lot, who was Abraham's nephew, was with him during that time. And because he was with Abraham, when Abraham got all of these possessions, he ended up getting blessed too. So both him, his wife Sarah, Lot, all of their servants and cattle and possessions, they all moved out to a new location. And where they had moved out to, it was so much that they had, so many servants, so much cattle, that the place where they had, it was like it couldn't hold all of them. Lot's herdsmen started fighting with Abraham's herdsmen, and there was a bunch of confusion going on. So Abraham went to Lot and was like, you know what, we don't have to fight, we don't have to fall out. Let's just, it's a lot going on. We both have a lot of stuff. Let's just go separate ways. And it wasn't like how sometimes family fall out and they like, I ain't about to call you no more. Like, forget you. I'm going over here. You stay over there. No, it was a simple agreement that because we've got a lot of stuff, a lot of confusion going on, too many people in one place, too much stuff in one place. Let's just part ways here. Abraham moved to a certain location. Lot went somewhere near Sodom, which was a place that he should not have been, but we're going to get to that later. And afterwards, Abraham built another altar. So there's a term that I like to refer to Lot as, or concerning him. So Lot, being with Abraham at the time, he got all of those possessions. That's something that I like to call blessed by association or blessed by connection. Because he was with Abraham, he got to have stuff that Abraham got to have. And you can apply that even in real life. Some people are really only blessed and have the favor of God because they're connected to you because you're blessed and you have the favor of God. And vice versa. You might be around people you don't even know. You're blessed and have the favor of God because you're connected to them.